In this video, a Minecraft zombie enters the real world. An epic battle with a golem, a burning umbrella downtown, golden apples, and a glowing diamond sword. Watch till the end. It's a shock. Steve enters a dark cave, shining a light on a green orb on a stone altar. He puts the light away, pulling thick leather gloves onto his hands. Grasping the green orb, he watches it pulse with crackling electrical energy. He places the pulsing mass into a glass cylinder and secures it in his bag. An electronic meter in his hand flashes red, making him raise his hand in fear. Steve sprints through the rocky tunnel, clutching the glowing container. He pauses briefly to catch his breath, stepping over a massive cavern root. He runs away as floating green square particles swirl around the ancient ruins. At home, Steve presses a red button, causing the orb to dissolve into liquid. Thick green smoke fills the container, revealing a blocky Minecraft zombie. The glass shatters into pieces, sending the cubic creature onto the table. Steve screams as the zombie stands up amidst the glass, exhaling smoke. The undead creature groans loudly, staggering forward with outstretched arms. Cautiously, Steve reaches out and pets the zombie's head, realizing it is safe. The zombie wanders the room, leaving muddy square footprints on the carpet. Steve smiles as the creature looks out the window, smudging the moonlight glass. In the basement, sunlight hits the zombie, causing it to catch fire and yelp. Steve rushes down the stairs with a flashlight, shouting in absolute panic. He grabs duct tape and a black sheet, blocking the window to stop the sunlight. He watches with relief as the scorched zombie peeks out from behind a box. Steve holds up a purple lantern, its light briefly revealing a cubic skeleton. The zombie playfully stomps its blocky foot in a dirt pile, kicking up dust. Later, Steve looks in the refrigerator while the zombie stands behind him. He takes a glowing golden carrot from the fridge and places it on a board. As Steve chops carrots, the zombie watches with immense, cheering excitement. Using tongs, Steve hands a piece of the golden carrot to the babbling creature. The zombie snatches the food, chowing down on the treat with blocky bites. Finishing the meal, the zombie is enveloped in bright golden sparkles. Suddenly, it grows into a giant zombie, roaring as Steve gasps in shock. A golden helmeted zombie walks from a nether portal. A massive Iron Golem stomps heavily across the field. The angry golem charges at a small zombie villager. The terrified zombie sprints away from the huge golem. The golem furiously slams its heavy arms into the dirt. It pounds the grassy ground, creating deep craters. The brave zombie leaps on the golem and punches its head. The defeated Iron Golem violently explodes into stones. Triumphant, the zombie runs toward the camera, smiling. The excited zombie jumps into a tub, splashing water. Transforming into a drowned, it blows a clear bubble. The pale, drowned zombie sits, popping floating bubbles. Steve enters holding a towel and yells at the wet floor. Steve quickly pulls the struggling creature from the tub. Nasty brown water pours from the tub onto the tiles. Steve gently dries the zombie's head with a white towel. Steve mops the flooded bathroom while the zombie watches. Muddy water suddenly pours from the zombie's wet pants. Steve furiously mops the new puddle near the creature. Outside, Steve cuts wooden planks with a circular saw. The sharp saw blade slices smoothly through the timber. Steve holds the saw and speaks about the cut pieces. The hungry zombie takes large bites out of a dirt block. The zombie carries a wooden beam toward the framework. Steve hammers a nail while the happy zombie cheers him. Steve stretches a black tarp over the wooden structure. He secures the tarp tightly to provide cooling shade. The zombie rests on the grass under the new dark tent. Taking off its helmet, the zombie plays with fresh mud. Deep in the middle of the night, a peaceful Steve sleeps incredibly soundly in his comfortable bed. Suddenly, the blocky green Minecraft zombie rudely interrupts the quiet night by repeatedly knocking its heavy cubic fist against the white wooden bedroom door. Startled by the incredibly loud and unexpected noise coming from the hallway, Steve abruptly springs up from his soft pillows with a completely terrified expression. Slowly and menacingly, the lumbering cubic creature pushes the door open. Trying to peacefully appease the terrifying midnight intruder, Steve stands in his kitchen and cautiously hands a massive raw red steak. The very next day, Steve and his unusual blocky companion venture out into a bustling city street, with Steve holding a massive black umbrella to shield it from the sun. Completely amazed by the impossible sight of a living video game character walking down the busy sidewalk, suddenly, a rogue and incredibly bright ray of sunlight pierces through the protective shadows, instantly causing the terrified zombie's green shoulder to catch fire. Acting with absolute desperation, Steve sprints toward his burning friend with the large umbrella and violently waves his hands to extinguish the rapidly spreading flames. Quickly reaching into his pocket, Steve pulls out a glass bottle of magical healing potion and pours the thick liquid to perfectly restore the green blocks. Safely secured back beneath the protective shadow of the black umbrella, Steve and the fully healed zombie continue their completely bizarre urban stroll. Returning to the peaceful safety and quiet comfort of their completely private suburban garden, Steve gently hands a plastic bag filled with fresh seeds to the creature. Carefully reaching its blocky green hand into the fresh and rich soil of the garden bed, the completely focused zombie diligently plants the tiny seeds into the dark dirt. Steve kneels on the soft green grass and stares in absolute shock, feeling completely frustrated by the unexpected and terribly bizarre dark magical crop. Steve aggressively swings a heavy metal shovel to violently smash the strange plant. Ignoring his friend's obvious frustration, the incredibly hungry zombie rips the remaining blocky roots out of the ground, finally accepting the completely absurd nature of their very strange friendship. Steve warmly smiles and generously offers a perfectly normal red apple to his blocky companion. Steve and the zombie sit on the couch, watching a digital Minecraft sunset. The zombie leans in as a blocky skeleton appears on the television screen. Steve plays a video game while the green creature eagerly observes his moves. The zombie peacefully drinks from a white mug with thick steam rising into the air. Outside under the moon, the zombie approaches a fluffy dog by its doghouse. The defensive animal steps forward and barks aggressively at the blocky intruder. Hoping to make peace, the zombie extends its arm and offers a bone to the dog. The dog stops barking and quickly snatches the bone from the creature's hand. Pixelated red hearts float joyfully as the dog contentedly chews its new treat. Steve steps onto the porch and shines a flashlight to check on his companions. Inside the workshop, Steve places solid gold ingots onto a heavy metal anvil. He heavily strikes the gold with a hammer, sending bright orange sparks flying. Steve safely secures a black welding mask over the zombie's head for protection. Using tools, Steve skillfully shapes the gold block into a familiar helmet. Steve polishes the golden helmet with a cloth, while the overjoyed zombie smiles. Steve slices the top off an orange pumpkin. A fluffy dog barks loudly at the green creature.
Hey, this is
Steve
looking
carves
great.
it, while the
Me
zombie
help. Seeds
scoops
in.
seeds.
Perfect. Hey, buddy, check out my
Steve
pumpkin.
proudly holds up the
Brains?
jack-o'-lantern.
No brains, just hey,
The
everyone,
zombie
what a
wears
rainy
the
day.
pumpkin,
But it's
watching the
perfect for some
rain.
spooky fun. Look at those raindrops dancing. So cozy and Halloweeny. Hey everyone, check out
Steve
this
takes
awesome
a phone
pumpkin.
photo
Trick or
of his
treat.
blocky friend.
Whoa, it talks. That's so cool. You're the best Halloween buddy ever. Perfect. Say bye to everyone.
On Halloween, the zombie knocks on a door. A kind woman drops treats into its bucket. The happy zombie licks a massive chocolate bar. Steve drops colorful candies into the orange bucket. A boy in a creeper costume points at the monster. Steve watches the young boy eat a pink lollipop. The tall zombie softly pets the little boy's head. Overwhelmed by the mask, the clumsy creature stumbles. The zombie collapses, dropping candy and bursting into smoke. Steve rushes inside and kneels in panic beside his friend. He quickly pulls out a glowing golden apple. Steve anxiously offers the magic fruit to the monster. The zombie wakes up and aggressively bites the apple. Swirling red regenerative particles heal the creature. Restored to life, the highly energetic zombie jumps. Steve exhales with relief and cleans up the candy. During winter, the zombie walks wearing a red scarf. The curious monster sticks out its tongue for snow. Steve and his undead friend roll heavy spheres of snow. The strong zombie lifts a block for a snow golem. The creature places a glowing pumpkin on the blocks. Steve playfully throws a snowball directly at the zombie. Steve carries a wooden axe through a snowy forest. He forcefully chops down a small, snow-covered tree. Steve gently pats the terrified zombie to calm it. The zombie sprinkles magical seeds over a sapling. The sapling miraculously erupts into a massive pine tree. The zombie easily carries the chopped tree on its shoulder.
All right, just keep up. It's getting dark. Zombie like dark and snow. Fair enough. Let's go.
Indoors, Steve warmly hands an ornament to his friend.
Here you go,
The
buddy.
zombie
Merry
playfully
Christmas.
holds out a
Let's put it on
sparkling
the
garland.
tree.
Steve perfectly places a glowing star on the holiday tree.
Hey, buddy, I
Steve
got you something
enthusiastically
special.
hands a
present for
beautiful
me?
red
Cool.
gift box.
Go.
Opening the box, the zombie pulls out an enchanted sword. The thrilled zombie holds the sword while the dog barks. Warning: this video was created using advanced artificial intelligence (AI) technologies. All characters presented in the content are over 18 years old. Significant effort was applied to achieve the final result, including extensive editing, the use of Photoshop, and other processing. This is a complex creative project that required significant time and manual labor beyond AI generation. The content is fictional and fully complies with YouTube community guidelines regarding misleading or harmful materials. Thank you for your understanding and respect for the creative process.